Everything litty, I love when it's hot. Turned to the city, I broke out the notch. Got some more millions that keep me a knot. I created history, it made me a...
Welcome to Fantasy Football News. Thanks for all the support on our channel so far. Today's video is on Week 4 waiver wire targets. If you enjoy this video, be sure to subscribe because we will be posting weekly fantasy football news all season. Now let's get into the video. The first player on today's list is Kris Carson. This one might be a little surprising, but let me explain my reasoning on why you might be able to snag him for cheaper than he's worth right now. Kris Carson's first week was great, scoring 23 PPR points. However, Week 2 and 3 have been underwhelming to say the least. Week 2 and 3 combined, he has only scored 11.8 points, and he has fumbled in each of his 3 games, which is making fantasy owners okay with getting rid of him for lesser value. After hearing all this, you're probably wondering why you should even trade for him. Well, Carson has gotten 15 rushing attempts each week, along with an average of 4 passing targets. Pete Carroll has hinted that this week he has to step up or he might lose his starting spot. Kris Carson is not bad. He finished last season as the 15th ranked PPR running back. I think this adversity is what he needs to boost his game and get him to the numbers he put up last season. And what better week to do it than against the Cardinals, who let Christian McCaffrey put up 27.8 points last week. Even with these 2 bad weeks, Kris Carson is still the 20th ranked PPR back, and I project him to pick up his production and finish the season as a top 10 running back with the top 15 floor. The second player on today's list is Julian Edelman. Edelman is underperforming right now, and he just got injured, which might put him out for Week 4, so keep that in mind. Julian Edelman is currently ranked as the 26th PPR wide receiver. Last year, he finished as the 20th ranked PPR wide receiver after being suspended for 4 games. Julian Edelman is the epitome of efficiency. Brady and Edelman might have the most chemistry of any quarterback wide receiver duo in the NFL. Last season, Edelman averaged 9 targets a game, which was the 10th most in the NFL. There's not much more to say about Edelman other than he has proven, and his points will definitely pick up. I project that Julian Edelman will be a top 20 wide receiver again this year. Next on the list is Davante Adams. Davante Adams doesn't even crack the top 45 wide receivers in PPR fantasy scoring so far, but we also just witnessed what is likely to be his worst 3-game stretch of the season. The Green Bay Packers opened 2019 with a brutal stretch of matchups, taking on the Chicago Bears, Minnesota Vikings, and Denver Broncos. The Pack came away 3-0, but this means Adams was dealing with the best defense in the NFL in Week 1, then spent much of the next 2 games covered by Xavier Rhodes and Chris Harris. Even still, he's seen 25% of the team's targets, which isn't too far off the 27% he saw in 2018. We can also look for his touchdown production to pick up in a big way. He hasn't scored yet this year, but has double-digit touchdowns in each of the last 3 seasons. Finally, to end off today's list, we had to talk about scary Terry McLaurin. It's taken just 3 games for the Redskins wide receiver to prove he is a legit fantasy performer. In less than 6 months, he's turned himself from a speedy 3rd-round pick out of Ohio State to the only bright spot in the Redskins offense. The Terry McLaurin buy window will be one of the smallest in history. Just 2 weeks ago, McLaurin was basically unrostered, but 3 great performances in a row have him at the top of the waiver wire for Week 4. Those that miss out on him should definitely look into acquiring him via trade. After putting up over 59 combined points in the first 3 weeks of the season, McLaurin is sitting at the wide receiver 10 spot in PPR rankings this season. While the odds are against a 3rd-round rookie wide receiver finishing in the top 10 at the end of the season, there is a good reason to believe that he will continue to produce solid stats all season. There are a few key points that give McLaurin an excellent outlook for the season. For one, his targets. Week 1 he saw 7, Week 2 he saw 9, and Week 3 he saw 8. His total of 24 targets is the highest on the team, edging out safety valve back Chris Thompson, and there is no doubt that McLaurin is the best option for this team. Washington felt so good about McLaurin that they let Josh Doctson go. For now, McLaurin's stock is still low based on name value and small sample size, but those that claimed him on waivers probably don't have much attachment to him. This one could take some feeling out and is another to attempt negotiations first. But making the first offer could be a nice starting point to gauge how much the player values him at. Try offering a bench player with more name value and see if the other person bites. We believe Terry McLaurin is a weekly flex play with wide receiver 2 upside if he can continue to perform inside the top 25 wide receivers for the remainder of the season. Those were our Week 4 trade targets. Do you agree or disagree with our list? Let us know in the comments below, along with any other fantasy football questions. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more fantasy football news. I'm out.